name's Jay and welcome to the channel. Today we've got some exciting news. We've got an announcement from Planet Zoo. We are getting a free update. This is update 1.2 and it is dropping on the 7th of April 2020. So it's a free update, not a DLC, but with free updates tend to come DLCs, so I would not be surprised if we do get a DLC announcement in the coming days. But as of right now, let us talk about what we're going to get with this free update. Now, the announcement was made about 3 minutes ago, so I just hopped on the microphone and we're going to read through this together and kind of just learn about what we're going to be getting. So, first up, we're going to get Genealogy. So, if you select an animal, you're going to learn about their parents, their siblings, mates, offspring, that sort of thing. So, the animals are, well, you're just going to learn a bit more about the genealogy, as it says on the tin. And apparently you can even work out like common ancestors and stuff like that, and you get more genetic information. So this is really quite cool, I think. This is really interesting stuff, and I'm very much looking forward to this aspect because it'll make it so much easier, especially if you're playing franchise mode, to work out, which animals are going to produce albinos and things like that, I think. So that looks super cool. Next, you're going to get some new difficulty settings. So you can choose between easy, medium, and hard. This will probably affect more challenge mode and franchise mode, probably less so in sandbox. So essentially these settings are going to affect whether animals get bored of enrichment, how quickly animals get stressed, how difficult it will be to maintain welfare, whether guests require refunds, etc., etc. You can read the list here, and I think this will definitely add a little bit of an element of interest. I do play franchise mode and challenge mode off screen. I don't do it on the channel itself. Maybe I will one day. And I think these changes, the ability to choose difficulty, will definitely help things out, because certain things I think can be pretty tricky if you're not how to put this, if you're just not as familiar with the game. For example, like the refund mechanic and what enrichment items you put down and stuff like that. Next, we've got changes to animal feeding, which that is probably a good one, really, because we've always had issues with animals not being fed since the game first launched all the way back in beta. And this changes the way keepers fill feeding stations, so it seems like this is going to allow them to fill up the stations in a lot more of an efficient way, which is pretty great. This is going to help things out a lot. It seems like their food prep time has been shortened as well. And yeah, this looks a lot better. I think if it's going to get all the animals to eat food and to eat food basically, and not just have to wait forever for the feeders, for the keepers to just never fill up their bowls. So this looks good. Also, it seems that animals in mixed species habitats will be able to eat these shared food versions, which can be upgraded, which looks pretty cool as well. And yeah, that's a pretty good update, I think. Next, we're going to have a breakdown of guest happiness in the guest information panel. So we're going to be able to look into guest information in a bit more detail. So for example, guest education now isn't directly related to their happiness. So, you might be well educated, but you might not be happy, and vice versa, I'm guessing. I'm not super sure what this means. There's also a new tab, which is the history tab, and it will show off the history of their stay in the zoo. So what did they like, what did they not like? That's pretty cool. I think that'll be very, very useful. Yeah, that looks really, really good, I think. And same goes for the guest education. We do have a management tab for that now, and that's going to give us a breakdown of guest education. So that I think will help a lot, because guest education can be tricky to achieve. You need about 1 billion different education stands to get them to that level. What's next? So all animals are getting more social interaction, so that's great. I love it when the animals interact with each other. Watching, baby lions play with each other is one of the best parts of the game. Okay, what's next? Reducing the negative impact of staff buildings. That is a good update because the radius is huge sometimes, so that can be a bit tricky to work with. What's next? Okay, so the Zoopedia UI now has a search feature, very, very helpful. Research is now shared across all franchise zoos. Now this is a really big one. This is a really, really big change, I think. So essentially, in the version of the game we have now, franchise mode research only applies to the zoo you're currently in. So you'd have to restart your research every time you created a new zoo within your franchise. But now, if research data is saved across franchises, that's going to make things tremendously, just so much easier, I think. Yeah, this looks really cool. This just seems like it is going to make things so much easier if the research is going to be shared across all your different zoos. Very, very cool. I think that's just really excellent. Oh my god, this is a big one. Path system improvements. The path system is definitely something that people are not necessarily a fan of within Planet Zoo. I personally think it can be great, but most of the time it can, it takes a while to get used to, let's just put it that way. But this seems to be a big one. Let's see. So essentially they've now made it so that staff buildings will connect to staff paths with the staff path, so you don't have to like switch that part over, and standard path will connect to standard path. Same thing. Guest facilities will connect with standard path. Okay, makes sense. You know, the standard things you would imagine. The smaller, because when you do connect a path to a building, there's always a tiny bit of path which hasn't been changed, if that makes sense. Now, what else? Okay, so now if you click on a path to edit it, it's going to open up the menu with that path type and texture already selected, which is great. This is really useful. Okay, so now you can set step height to 0.5 meter, which is going to be super, super useful, because now I think the only increments we have are, what is it, like 1 meter, 2 meters or something? No, sorry. Is it 1 meter, 2 meter, and 4 meters? No, I'm thinking of buildings. In any case, the increments are not particularly detailed, so you can't make like gentle gradients and stuff. Now that the increments are lower, I think that's going to be super helpful. And one more thing is players are going to be able to choose between meters and feet for the units, which is, again, helpful. Always go with the metric system. Metric system is best. I will not be taking any comments. Okay, besides that, last one is just added creativity. Seems like we're going to get... Oh, this is really nice. Looks like we're going to get new enrichment items, new building pieces, and new foliage. Among other items, there'll be new tropical and moss rocks, as well as new glass panel pieces. So, in the picture they shared on Twitter, looks like we're going to get glass panel pieces without a border on it, which looks really, really excellent, because without that border, we can create seamless, like, changes between, seamless borders between glass pieces. So, if you're making a dome, for example, this is going to be tremendously useful. Anyways, that's it for this update. We are definitely getting... Okay, I don't say that, but I am almost 100% sure that we're getting a DLC that's going to drop on the same day as this. Almost 100% sure. Let's put it at like 99.6%. Because Frontier does this a lot. They announce a free update, and then they announce, it's not just a free update, we're also dropping a DLC. So this is very, very, very exciting news. And yeah, if you like this video, please do leave a like. Leave a comment, tell me what do you think we're going to get in this DLC, or what do you think we're going to get in terms of the new items in this free update as well. And yeah, I will see you guys all in the next one, hopefully. We'll have a video in a couple days where I talk about a new DLC, fingers crossed. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!